now.
Well,
let's get you. I hope. Well, we'll just anyone can.
Yes. Well, actually, we're here in Los Angeles Trade Technical College in the architectural department of the monthly Encounter think tank, and I have joining with me now. Yes, I have joining me now John Bollinger, who's part of our team. Also, we are together on the GBI Global Business Incubation.com team as well. Oh, okay. So Richard, I think you probably need to mute your phone.
On your computer.
But at any rate, we're here. John, say hello to everyone, please.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see you, even though you actually
listen.
we're actually just...
No, listen. You gotta listen to me, or I'm gonna hang up. Jack.
Well, Bruce, it sounds like are you still there and hearing us?
Okay.
Good.
Yeah. I'm here. I'll just
Listen.
Yeah. We have a member of the Montreal community. He was interested in joining. He's a professor of sociology at Concordia and Champlain College, and I was wondering if he received everything so he could join.
Okay.
He was also involved with the Eco2 Fest with WeShare. WeShare is a large organization that started in Paris. Now they're in 20 different countries, and they're the vanguard of the sharing economy. And they during the World Social Forum, they had a big accelerated 5 projects, 3 from Montreal and 2 from Africa.
Wow.
That was paid for by the French consulate. So, like, there's a lot of people that believe that Fab Labs and open innovation is the way to go.
We're among them.
Yeah.
Me too. It's happening big time right now in Los Angeles.
Oh, wow.
It's happening.
And we need convergence, Bruce. So perhaps, since this is our portion, you can explain to us a bit about the World Social Forum and your involvement, and then we can, I think that would be more appropriate for us to take advantage of the time here now. So we're at your convenience. Encounter is going to start in about 45 minutes, 30 minutes or so. So please share with us the World Social Forum and how this impacts what we're doing globally.
Okay, yeah, I've been involved with the World Social Forum in the outreach for the environmental committee, and like the MOVE project, it was selected to be in one of the main 22 projects of convergence. Out of 1,300 activities, like we're like front and center. What ultimately transpired, like it kind of fell apart at the last moment. Like the weather wasn't that great on Saturday when everybody was converging underneath the tent. You couldn't hear anything. I was at a meeting last night, and we're looking at ways to redocument stuff and put some guidance to the world. Like what are the next steps? It was a large organization. It was run by volunteers. Like it could have been better done, but it was after all, it was a success. So I'm going to be spending like the next few weeks with them and. Like wrapping them up, wrapping stuff up, and I'd like to invite your community to help us document it, like show to the world that this is a new economy. This does work. It has merit. And since Sorka right now, we're actually putting a proposal to David Lametti. He's a MP for Parliament for the Parliamentary Secretary for International Trade and Development. he wants to put a fab lab, like in his riding, over in Verdun, which is outside of downtown Montreal. So I could get involved with that project and like gain some knowledge and resources in that, and hopefully like help you guys out in like LA.
Well,
And
that's what you're doing right now. You're helping us out because we are actually converging our energies together through this Encounter think tank. I met Richard through this Encounter think tank about almost 2 years ago now. So we welcome the involvement with you in the World Social Forum, and we are committed to helping you in whatever way we can to share what's going on here in Los Angeles. But for that, let me introduce to you John Bollinger, who will do a little bit better job of explaining exactly some of the things happening here.
Well, hello. It's a pleasure to meet you. This is the first time I've been on one of these calls, so excuse me if I'm not looking at the right place. I sort of see you, but I imagine who I'm talking to.
yeah,
and I have a great imagination, and we're talking nationally, if not internationally, from what I hear. So that's great. So you want me to introduce myself?
That would be a good start.
All right. My moniker is Dr. John Bollinger. I'm a doctor of architecture, or more specifically, building science, which really implies research into advanced technologies to be applied to building, to sustainable building. And I've worked on over $50 billion worth of projects, not only in Southern California, but around the country and around the world, actually. I'm not going to go into the detail, but 50 billion means a lot of projects and large projects. I like to think of myself as an expert on mega projects, okay? But mega projects begin with small steps, and one of the reasons I'm very interested in the whether you call it a business incubator or an accelerator or a research to commercialization, manufacture, all of these things. I've been attracted to organizations and individuals who are inspired to make connections and to do things. And now, of course, we have the global goals. One of the things that I am doing now is that I'm a teacher. I teach several courses in construction engineering management, civil engineering, mechanical and aerospace engineering at Cal State Long Beach. And so I have quite a few students. I teach both basics courses, meaning how to read drawings and stuff like that, but also and AutoCAD, teach AutoCAD, but I also teach an advanced course for seniors in how to get them inspired with something passionate in their life that can make a difference, not only to get a job, but perhaps to build a small business into a large business. And I've talked to chairmen and deans of various campuses around Southern California, including Cal State, USC, and UCLA, among others. There are over 100 colleges and universities around here doing research. Anyway, at Cal State Long Beach, I talked to the Associate Dean of Engineering Research, and they're entering into collaborations with some large organizations, aerospace, automobile, and otherwise, and also getting grants from local, state, and federal sources to do research. And they're looking to do a research center. And there are many of these types of things happening around the region. You may have heard there's another group called the Los Angeles Incubator Center called LACI, L-A-C-I, which is based in downtown, and they are co-sponsored by several large organizations, including the Department of Energy, the Department of Water and Power, and they're focusing on they call green technology. They have over 100 businesses that, I should say 100 individuals or young people who have come into their facility to use their resources in order to develop ideas that they have along the line of green building technology. And of course, one of the wings has to do with the fabrication of these and developing of prototypes. And they get funding. They have people that come in and actually fund some of these when they get to the point where they can be manufactured and produced. And they are collaborating with Cal State Long Beach, UCLA, and several other universities already in this area to do that type of thing. So I'm just giving you an example. We are looking at doing a regional business incubator network of all of these types of groups where they can share their resources. It's not unlike what you're talking about. And we're talking to people here. So when I say it's happening, I'm aware that it's happening all over the country. Indeed, it's happening all over the world. And people are getting connected to meet these global goals. I can go on, but I'm going to, I sort of know where you're coming from. I've been following Andrew for over a year now, and I'm part of his team.
Okay. Well, yeah, Bruce, that gives you a little background on what we're doing here. Richard, you've joined us once again. Richard Nelson.
Yeah, hi. Hi. So, indeed, very exciting to hear about all of that collaboration happening. And I guess, you know, Bruce and I are here in Montreal, and Marissa is also in the panel here. I think that's Marissa Greengrass, or what do we see there? Anyways.
Enoki mushrooms, I think.
And well, you know, our focus is on local food, and you know, we want to participate in this movement for urban agriculture. You know, it's vertical farming, it's aquaponics. You know, I'm an inventor, of course, and so I'm contributing through open source innovation, open source collaboration. And what I like to also say is the right follow-up from all of that is cooperative commercialization. So we do have a global cooperative, it's local to global, which we call Pod Enterprise Network, or PodNet. PodNet for short, you know, and it is a global movement now with several countries and people in different you know, parts of the USA or in Scandinavia, in Canada and Iceland, in Europe as well. So we're all working towards an open source solution. I have several patents which describe you know, a kind of a really novel environmental system. Some people will call it a greenhouse. But it really is a different kind of thing. It's greener than a greenhouse, as we say, because greenhouses are not energy efficient. And so that involves quite a lot of innovation that take us way past what we understand right now about glazing systems that light into a building, and how we can do that without overheating and high heating costs. That is to say, high cooling and heating costs. Of course, you guys in California will be mostly interested in the cooling component of that. But in the Nordic countries, everyone's interested in what happens overnight on the cold winter, that we can also insulate the building. So these are the technologies that we bring into play that are committed to a Creative Commons public license now. And so we want to build on that, and we want to share. And of course, we're asking those who adopt the technology also to share, you know, share alike. This is the Creative Commons approach, and then what we hope to see is a lot of enterprise, you know, people acting on this in terms of, can we build these projects to create 21st century family farms that are in the urban environment, that are in the suburb, that are around where people live, and that can produce food on a small footprint in any climate with very low energy. This is our goal. And we'll do that through the cooperative organization, which is local to global. Want local co-ops and also an affiliation of all of those co-ops into a global cloud-connected economy, you know, economic powerhouse that can bring the family farm back with very high profitability and zero carbon footprint. Our research in Norway has data now showing that we're 30 times lower energy than the best greenhouse concepts that are out there today conventionally. 30 times, and that our carbon footprint is a 60 times reduction comparatively, and really that means that we're really at a zero carbon. And that actually includes greenhouse gases. So that includes methane or carbon dioxide release. So it's a question of becoming very efficient and, let's say, understanding the ecological processes which actually operate this system. It's an ecological architecture and an ecological environment. The plants actually do a significant amount of the work, you know, to operate this cooling process, especially as we look at the climate control in the building, and that relates to cooling during the middays. Anyway, enough said about that for now. I see we have another participant, William. Perhaps would you like to introduce yourself there? Yeah, Mike though.
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Good.
Hey, my name is William Wells. I'm calling from Kansas City, a steam village, and we're kind of following the lead of everybody out there in LA. We're excited about getting the Encounter Kansas City think tank going, and I'm just right now I want to be a fly on the wall and listen to all this greatness that I hear coming over the internet to us. President, thank you for sending me the link so that I could join on Hangouts, and I hope to start adding you guys.
Well, guys, friends, I have a couple of people with me actually here on a speakerphone, so they're not visible, but they're both in Ohio. I have Jack Sorrell and Dick Hogan. Perhaps they can say a few words about what they're doing, and let's see if we can hear them okay.
Okay.
Who wants to go first? Jack, you want to chime in?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go for it.
Well, I'm in Ohio. I am CEO of 2012. What I do is try to feed every child on this planet, and to do that, of course, you have to feed everybody. And that means you have to teach them, too. You're well aware of that. Most of you are teachers. We have to teach so that our children can grow their own food, but they're going to need to do more than that. They're going to have to be able to create their own energy. They're going to be able to have to collect their own food or their own water and purify it, and then they're going to be able to grow food.
Okay, I have some model with this are still this one.
Empower our communities so we can help each other out, and then we can empower each other on a global basis. But it starts at home. You take care of your own family, your own community, and then you know you can help somebody else out. There's a stop come service. You got to hold up friends out. Same way as I think people
just find another analog.
That's what I'm trying to do is try to empower communities to be able to at least have fundamental rights and to be able to feed their children. And there's lots of ways to do that. Mine's pretty much focused on whatever will feed children. It means food or teaching or building. Organizationally, I'm not real good at stuff. I really work with a shovel and a hammer. But I think what's going on here, I'm real happy to be a part of. You see the good folks of LA coming in with the good folks of Montreal, because you both bring a lot to the show. People from Montreal are very intelligent people. People from LA are very organized. And if you work together, I think you're going to find that we can build a better world here. We can do this.
Okay. Right, Jack. Thanks. Let's hear from Dick Hogan. Now, Dick is in Southern Ohio. Jack is from Toledo. Dick is in Athens, Ohio. He's permaculture, owner of organic farm called Greenfire Farm. Dick, go ahead and say a few words about your efforts in community building in Southern Ohio.
Yes, good afternoon, folks. Good to be here briefly. We are about 8 miles west of Athens, and we're basically getting ready, team building for bringing this know-how to this region of Appalachia. And at the same time, we are getting ready for the visit here. We're bringing Michael Tellinger from South Africa. He'll be here for 3 days in the third week of this month, and he'll be adding a lot of energy, and we'll be sharing a lot of our expertise here in the Athens area as we build the team for this next stage of outreach and regenerative food energy and water and basically the human habitat that we'll be integrating into at least 3 scales of the pods and the pod enterprise network. So we're really excited to be part of the moving forward. You guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I think that was great. We also haven't heard from Marissa. Perhaps, Marissa, would you like to say some words?
Sure. My name is Marissa McLean. I'm located in Montreal, Quebec with Bruce and Richard, relating to Pod Pioneers and Sensorica and contributing to the MOVE project at the World Social Forum. And just hoping to, get these relationships becoming more mature and seeing what we can all share and converge upon.
All right, very good. All right, should we go back to
look at their site connections for the Ubuntu energies that are emerging around the world, UbuntuPlanet.org and Ubuntu Planet USA. And I think you'll be pretty pleased with the amount of energy and synergy that's emerging there. So take a look at that and see how it may be helpful in your local and regional operations there, and try to incorporate it if you can.
Yes, indeed. That's the sharing economy, Andrew, right? Ubuntu.
Yes, Ubuntu contributionism.
Your mic? Yeah, okay.
So one of the models we're holding up here as well is an integrated approach to universal land access and the human habitat dimensions as well. And the updated language over a number of years now is not only Greenfire Farm, but it's Earth Care and Regeneration Center and Healing Biotopes. We now have the 3 households on site in this initial prototype site, and Squeaky Duck Farmstead is one of those, and the Peaceful by Nature Farm, the family that has been here about 2 months, and they're all really doing their best to do some really neat things and adding the synergy of a number of new dimensions I'm just beginning to share with you today.
All right.
I'll leave it at that. We are also in collaboration with the Ubuntu movement as initial 2 villages with collaborations that will bring the pod technology into those movements and vice versa. And there'll be a dynamic mix of already basically bringing things home to the local level everywhere, and an extensive network of forest gardens, solar micro villages, rural, urban, and suburban. So I think I'll leave it at that for now, and we have a farm stand here we're trying to finish up today here that also goes with the CSA, market gardens, and the operations on site. So I'm going to leave it at that, and great to hear you're all here sharing the good word and the the energies of transformation and regeneration.
Okay, passing it back to Andrew.
Well, thank you. And William, I know you've been very humble in your joining us, but it would be enlightening for you to share with us what you're doing with a STEAM project in Kansas City, if you would.
Okay. Well, what we do here with the STEAM Village is we work with youth and the parents. We engage them in 21st century exploratory learning in an expanded day environment. We actually have 50 students that come down here every Friday night from 5 to 9 and Saturday from 1 to 6. So we've expanded their learning day we've expanded their school day by a day and a half. We also have produced some internships with H&TB Corporation. We're working with Michael Rendler to do the innovation labs here in Kansas City as a part of the Choice Neighborhood and the HUD Connect Home initiative, at which we are written the education component. All the work actually being done by the parents. All I'm doing is trying to connect people like you all, President Williams. So we're very and glad to be part of you and
It sounds like that William might have gotten his connection lost. Let's see.
Yeah, it sounds like that.
Well, let me see if I can bring up his website. His website is asteamvillage.org, asteam-village.org, and it'll show you there that their focus is on bringing robotics, student reading, video game designing, and computer coding for the youth there in Kansas City as a means to get them not only involved with the 21st century, but to also teach them how to use the cognitive skills that they may have developed in game playing and other activities that now they can become models for their friends and families about how you can use innate talent, skills, and abilities to have a major impact.
All right. And maybe we can go back to William and see how his connection is now. William, how's your connection? Okay, your mic is muted, I think. Your mic.
Yeah, I just got it off mute. I apologize.
Oh,
and I'm on Google Fiber, believe it or not.
So it should be better connection, right?
Exactly. You would think so.
All right. Well, you're better now. It's good now.
We're very proud of the work that the kids have done. We've had 2 of our students were invited to West Point Academy STEM Camp. 2 years in a row, our elementary and middle school kids, if you would believe it, were invited to the 1080 National STEM League Race Challenge Finals, where they placed 8th, and they had to compete in the high school division because they have 2 high schoolers, 2 ninth graders on their team. They've accomplished amazing things, and we just look forward to hey, we need to get your greatness here, and hopefully you'll get to meet our kids in one of these sessions and let them tell their story. I'm not doing the work, they are.
No, that's fantastic. So, Andrew, back to you. So we have an encounter meeting that's going to start pretty soon, I guess, but people are still coming in? Your mic is muted now? Thank you.
Darn it. Yes, actually, I'm in the room next to where the encounter is, and I'm going to physically move so that we can then involve and invite the rest of the people. They're going to get started in about 3 minutes. So let me think here. Of all the things that we have going on at the table, William, I think you're also going to be joining the encounter presentation today, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, that's correct, Andrew. I will be joining.
All right, then in the meantime, let's see who I can grab here. Hold on just 1 second.
Okay, we'll let you do some organizing.
No, here. This is one of the exciting things happening here at Los Angeles Trade Technical College is that the students here have actually used our 5pointsyouthfoundation.org as a site where they're creating visual images of our location. And this is one of the students that has some exciting ideas. He's going to introduce himself while I go grab Marcela.
Oh, very good, very good.
Right? Yes, he is. That was me. Hi, Marcela.
Hello. Hi there.
Hi.
Oh, I'm looking down here. Okay.
Hi.
My name is Michael.
Good to see you. Well, we're interested to hear about this 5 Points Youth Foundation activity that you're doing.
Yeah, we've been given an alley to come up with a design, a landscape design, and me and other classmates have been working really hard and coming up with designs to really bring this alley to life for the community. That's what we have been doing.
Okay. So you've been looking at doing some vertical farming in this alleyway behind the youth foundation. Yes, I understand, and maybe in the parking lot too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it aquaponics and?
Yeah, some students have have come up with designs to bring in aquaponics. I have put in urban farming, and a lot of the students have just many ideas, many designs for the alley.
I have a camera. If you want to hear.
Terrific, terrific. So let's see. We can just we know we're waiting now for the Encounter program to start up. So perhaps what we can do is fill in a little bit with Bruce. Maybe there's something more that we want to say about what we anticipate happening in Montreal.
Yeah. Yeah, there's there's a lot of things. Presently, we're working on some interesting technology, an optical moisture sensor that could be integrated into the agropod. Like right across the street, there's an Notman House. It's a big center of the entrepreneurial incubation community. They're running Hack the House, and Noel Rendler, he actually connected Chicago, I think London, like in his year-long hackathons. So I could send you the information for that. Like, of course, we're looking at ways to fund an agropod for like the Montreal community, and that could be used to help the urban community, urban gardening community in Montreal, which is really strong, but it's really decentralized.
Mm-hmm.
Sensorica is working with WeShare, Living Labs, like to connect the community together, the hacker spaces, like also with Concordia, District 3. So like there's a lot of collaboration going on here. It's like it's really exciting. Montreal's still a small market, but we have a lot of stuff going on here.
I'd like to do more to connect with the Fab Lab people too, and you mentioned in Verdun and some possibilities of a new Fab Lab, because we do have some Fab Labs participating in Norway and in Iceland.
Okay.
We're kind of trying to get some action on makers, like the maker community, creating bubble machines and just gaining experience with the bubble technology, and also doing some science projects where we can kind of have fun, but also have some data that will be important to show people the value of these simple innovation. So makers and Fab Labs, I think would be really important allies. We talk about convergence and all. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Like we're actually working on a fiscal sponsorship model to get some of our technology advanced, especially our IoT, which is a huge market. Depending on who you talk to, it's from $1 trillion to $10 trillion over the next 20 years, and that is primed for open source. Because like most of it is just connecting sensors to Arduino boards. So like this is a golden opportunity for anybody around the world to actually like be an engineer, work in engineering without being an engineer. So this is a perfect way to like help communities locally, because the IoT market is going to be very fractured. So like each piece of industrial equipment will need a special a design, special solution. And so most of the work is going to be design and support. So like we're working on like open mesh networks. Like we have an engineer that's working on Wi-Fi that goes a kilometer away, which will be perfect for agriculture. And like there's Sensorica is also like the center of blockchain technology. So we're progressing that, which is going to be great for like a decentralized system where we could actually like produce agricultural data, actually sell that to companies and governments, and use those proceeds to like helping the developing South.
Yeah.
So
that's fantastic.
like there's a lot of opportunities here. Like with Sensorica, we have a platform where anybody around the world could actually work on our projects and actually get paid. We have people in Pakistan that are actually engineers that are actually working on our projects and actually getting paid, like in Canadian dollars, on our fiscal sponsorship partnerships with classical industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm sure if we put our heads together, we could really create something really neat here.
An economy.
Because this is completely new. Like now you have 3D printers and open source. Like these ideas and innovations could actually be shared, and they're borderless.
Excuse me, Bruce. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here in the Encounter think tank, so I'm going to turn this over to Marcela, and we're going to segue seamlessly into our launch here in Los Angeles.
Yes, thank you. So we're now going to start with the Encounter group. Hi, Marcela.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, good.
So it's kind of interesting. I don't know if I have William, and I have you. Who else do I have on the line? SolaRoof.
Marissa from Montreal.
And then can you try to contact also Carla Mays? You did, right? So we're missing. And just so you know, can you see it actually this way? So you're on that big screen.
Ah, yes,
right?
okay. Yeah.
We have right here Ken and John Bollinger and Mr. Chica and Don Bosky. And I have at the very end, we have
Marcela, we're seeing a lot of ceiling. Give us more floor area there. There we go. That's good.
Thank you.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you.
And then Jill Lewis and Bryant and Wayne. And then I don't know why my students, you guys, there's some chairs this way. So I have Cesar and I have Aaron and Michael keeping in the back and
Hi.
Sherry and Professor Maximo Garcia, and Stephanie Green. And walking in, we have Humberto, and this is our innovative studio here in the Mecca of Design, Los Angeles, right south of, and here's where people can see you on that big screen. I think somebody else joined.
Very good.
Now, I couldn't get my microphone to work, so when people want to talk to you, we will actually hand them this iPad.
Okay.
We're not technology challenged here. We're just push the technology beyond.
All right. All right.
So I think I'm missing a few other people that say they were gonna come, and now maybe the people that are online can introduce yourself.
Yes.
Can you guys introduce yourself?
Well, we will be actually this Hangout, Marcela. We've already introduced ourselves, and it's being taped, so that will be already part of the record.
Well, the great news, Richard, is that this is Hollywood, and we do Hollywood do-overs.
Oh yeah, we can do overs. Yeah, we can do over. Absolutely.
It doesn't have to be large. Just tell us your name
and
what you do.
And we're waiting for other people here, so it would be good for the team here to know who you are.
So Joanna, you're on the big screen. Can you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I was watching you on YouTube so that I could make sure I was ready for Encounter. My name is Joanna Farmer, and I'm the founder and director of Building Community Capacity. And basically what I do is increase access to information and resources that strengthen children, families, and communities. That's the elevator pitch.
Very good. Very good.
And can I add real quickly that I'm really excited to hear about William Wells spearheading Encounter Kansas City. I've always heard great things about Esteem, and so I'm very excited to know that I can be on your team, William, and getting this going in Kansas City, because part of what I do is help with networking and connecting organizations and individuals and creating asset inventories.
So I guess I'm going to use this opportunity to tell our team that we're starting Encounter Kansas City. So, and the Encounter is nothing else than how do we bring the classroom to the community and the community to the classroom and have some type of environment where this can happen. And whatever is done in the classroom has meaning and purpose, and then you see the outcomes in the community. So we feel very proud, and then that's why we have some people from Kansas City today. Okay, so who else is online? And then I'll have everybody will introduce themselves. I know I gave a quick one, but everybody should tell. I'm just going to go around, and everybody should say, now, can you introduce yourself, please? William Wells?
Hi, it's William Wells, Encounter Kansas City. I'm glad to be a part of it. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say that, but I'm going to keep saying it. Thank you for having me. Esteem Village.
And you have a lot of experience working with robotics.
Yes, ma'am. We work with robotics. We do robotics, race car design, video game design, computer coding. We're fortunate enough to be the regional hub for DigiPen Institute of Technology out of Redmond, Washington. So we also teach them animation as well.
And animation, beautiful. All right, thank you.
So William, before we can you give us your website name so people here can know where to reach you?
Absolutely. Our website is STEAM, that's A as in alpha, STEAM, Village, VILLAGE.org.
And for those that are used to hearing STEM, what's the difference between STEM and STEAM?
Well, the STEAM has the art, right? So when you're talking animation, you're talking graphic design, that is the digital arts. And about 3 months ago, we actually made the A lowercase because we realized that that's a variable, because I've heard a lot of talk here about agriculture, so we're looking and wanting to bring it in, so now we've kind of made the A arts as well as agriculture.
Thank you.
All right, so we have one. So one of the things here with the encounter is that we do spend a lot of time, even if we all know each other. Everybody, it's kind of like an update. And of course, when we get so big, and you have Encounter Kansas City, Encounter Detroit, Encounter Mexico City, each of them will have to develop a different system because otherwise the whole meeting will go into just introduction. But for today, just really quick, everybody can take 1 or 2 minutes about it. And just to complete with our virtual people, I'm going to move to introduce
Marissa,
Mm-hmm.
of the Green. Yes.
Yes, hello everyone. My name is Marissa McLean, podpioneers.com. I'm just part of connecting with everybody from Montreal, with Richard and Bruce, relating to convergence between our groups, learning and understanding, establishing innovative technologies in agriculture. So I'm looking forward to speaking to William Wells and what's going on in Kansas City, because there's a lot of great things happening. I don't know if he's heard of the urban farming guys. They've just gotten a new makerspace and they're interested in robotics. So maybe William would be interested in connecting with them. So I wanted to network, mature our relationships, listen, and learn.
Beautiful, thank you.
Well, Bruce, you're actually in Montreal, but you're just involved with the World Social Forum, and you've invited us, the Encounter team, to connect with you. So please explain to us a little bit about your organization and your activities.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I think my mic is unmuted. Yeah, I'm a core affiliate of Sensorica, and I'm an administrator of ACES Cake, the Canadian Academy for the Knowledge Economy, which is the custodian for the Sensorican network. I wear many hats. I'm in the planning committee for the environmental group. Like I'm an affiliate for Move, which is the makers of Open Value Networks, which was our entry into the World Social Forum, and we were picked to be among 22 of the major convergences of the forum. So out of 1,300 activities in that. So I'm going to be spending the next 2 or 3 weeks like wrapping up, helping the World Social Forum to wrap up and put out a document. And I invite you guys to get involved because this is a major convergence of our communities. We have to connect you locally. Open source hardware, we could do that. And we don't need borders. We don't need NGOs or corporations or governments to actually reach and help people locally. So I'm in precision agriculture. I haven't had time, but I have a team here. They're progressing the precision the optical moisture sensor, which is very exciting technology. We'd like to share it with everybody, incorporate it into the AgriPod, and yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your patience, because we've been trying to do this for a while. Thank you, Bruce.
No problem.
So we have one more digital, virtual present, and then just kind of some people just walk in, and I think that the brilliance of the people sitting today and the brilliance of people online, I think is very important. You know, what is bringing us together? We have people that are experts in growing food, people experts in energy, people experts on education. But what is the encounter? Is the whole idea that we can actually develop a new economic system inside our communities and transform our built environment. And that's what the encounter is about, through robotics, through food, through water, through innovative thinking, through virtual reality. And that's why sometimes it's very hard to come to these meetings, because people come from multiple specialties. But the reality, this is what my students created today. Let's not forget the principle that solutions to the community need to be holistic. We need to think about participation, energy, water, safety. And that's kind of what the encounter is all about, holistic solutions. And because that's the only way we know it works. We cannot just think about mobility or just think about homeless. You know, homeless is like many factors that affect their condition. So I think that's why sometimes these meetings are a little bit all over. And after people introduce themselves, we want to tell you two things that are very important. We finally had a course where students, from its very beginning, we're working with Andrew Williams and the 5 points, the 5 point shoes foundation. Sometimes I need a bigger hard drive. And they're very and the idea is that whatever we produce in the classroom, they're actually at least visuals and renderings, so we can actually start looking at the transformation. And I have the students that work on these, and I had other students that also work on how will this transformation will look like. So we're gonna be sharing some of that. So let's go back and at least everybody just spend, because look at it, we're 30, if everybody can just spend 1 or 2 minutes, we have one more person virtually. So always keep that in mind. The framework is that right now might be disorganized, but if somebody's growing something and we need an expert in Kansas or we need an expert in Detroit, we're building a foundation of a new way of encountering each other. Okay, so the next one will be who? William, help me here.
Well, I think that's all visually.
That's it?
Yeah, but
okay. So I had Carla and I had Michael, but I don't see them on the Google Hangout. If somebody wants to text them or email them.
Oh, Richard, is Jack Sorrell still on the line?
No, he's actually the call, was terminated there a little while back. I don't know what happened.
Okay, then I'll just pass this around for the people to introduce themselves here.
Yeah, and let's start. I would like to start with Kenneth, because another thing about the encounter is how can we start looking at investing in export and import in Africa, and he has some important things to share. Kenneth is always on the go, very innovative with everything that's happened. So let's have Kenneth talk a little bit about this project.
Oops. Would you like me to hold it, or you got it?
Okay. I'm Kenneth Wyrick, and I'm a native Los Angeles person, and I'm an information communication technologist that works a lot in advanced distributed learning, learning management systems, and communications is one of my fortes. Some of the projects I'm involved in are the We Can Foundation, which is state supplemental education support and building tools. And actually, we're building their online system now called eTutor, and working with United Earth, which used to be called World Peace One, to find satellite locations and pop up in the community in conjunction with UCLA. A number of other projects going on. The conference that Marcela was talking about actually was a couple of roundtables put on by the Honorable Karen Bass over at Holman Methodist Church this week, and Brad and Andrew, a number of other people were there, but it was very healthy discussion on stimulating businesses and handing out information. And there were a number of the agencies in support of the import and export and building of relationships with Africa that were there. And that's what I kind of shared with, including the port and the airport, and some major players are really interested in Los Angeles and developing businesses here. So thank you, and hope to do more and share more and be more.
And I think what is important is that I keep using the AIA as an example. It's okay. So as we're going around, people get to know each other, but we wanted to have storytelling at the AIA and create a little stage. And I have to go into my network. I say, who would be great to make virtualization? I will call Cheetah. Who can bring me PhD students from Long Beach? John Bollinger. Who can help me record the storytelling? And that's the kind of thing that we require, all these different talents. And I'm sure I can go around the table and everybody will contribute with a unique talent. And I know we don't have the platform yet, but we're building in the human capital. That's what we're building on. So I definitely can I keep these?
That's for you.
So if anybody would like to look at the new world, I'll pass them around. So thank you, Ken. John, 2 minutes?
Sure. And can someone turn on the light in the back there, if at all possible?
Oh, yeah, that's a good idea.
Of course. I'm going to come.
Okay, John Bollinger, I introduced myself before to you, but in the group, I would say I've got a lot of experience in connections. What it's all about for me is connections. I've got experience in a wide range of areas of community development. What I'm looking at now is trying to create jobs and businesses in the local community and plan for the next phase of urban development in Los Angeles, and perhaps use Los Angeles as a model for what can be done in other places. And as such, I'm kind of open sourcing myself in a way, and looking at where research is going on, where there are resources to bring to that research. For example, talking about a regional network of research incubators that can accelerate commercialization. But I'm looking at that from the standpoint of you create jobs, you create businesses, but you also have to create homes, places to live, work, and play, and make the future a better place for this region. And I think that's about my 2 minutes, but I can go into it more if you have any questions.
Higher than you don't get to allow.
Okay.
And I'm very excited new member here that next time everybody's going to be able to experience virtual reality. It's going to bring all gadgets, right?
Yeah,
Do
for sure. Oh, all right, awesome. Okay, hi everyone. My name is Joseph Chicas. Born and raised here in LA. Attended our local universities here. Went to UCLA, USC. Now I'm a MBA student at Cal State LA. I've had a chance to work with Marcela for the past year. Specifically looking at the applications of virtual reality technology to create healthy built environments. I'm glad to be here with Don, who we're working on some projects to really revitalize and bring some transformation to Skid Row and some of our folks living there on the streets. And so really excited to be here and bring this new medium of technology called virtual reality to this space and support it in what we're all doing here to create a better world and a better built environment, right? So really excited to meet everyone here and to work with you on. Professor, thank you for the invitation.
Thank you for being here.
This is like, you're like, okay. So I'm Greer. I met Marcela at Panda Populous and basically started working with her ever since on grants and basically whatever is needed. But I always come by just to sort of check up on what everyone's doing and meet, the new faces, and yeah, just happy to be here.
My turn?
Yeah, your turn. Do you want me to hold it? It's less awkward if someone else.
Yeah, I think that's it's good.
Is it better? Is it a better angle?
Yeah, better angle. Yeah.
Okay. Better angle. My name is Don. My Facebook, I use my middle name, Don Petrosky, to see how that worked out, and not been working out great. They call me a hipster now downtown. I don't have a Latin surname on there anymore, so I don't know if that's good or bad. I learned how to do a little bit of coding on my own. I was stuck at home after coming to LA, living on the streets, living in SRO, stuck to an oxygen concentrator for 7 years. So I had a chance to learn how to blog, and I got involved with the back end of the blogger, so Spot, and started on YouTube learning. I fought for internet to be actually implemented, allowed in Skid Row when AT&T said they didn't want to.
That's right.
Helped start the Downtown Neighborhood Council from Skid Row. I was elected to one of the CRA project advisory committees, so I can tell you I'm connected with all of the major CEOs of all of the nonprofits in Skid Row and that work all over the city. My biggest dream, though, my biggest resentment has always been, you throw me in a room somewhere, right? You give me housing, but you not willing to find something I can work with within my ability. Bring it to me. You're telling me I have to go. I'm stuck to oxygen concentrator. I have to carry oxygen everywhere I go. But you're telling me I have to come all the way to Trade Tech, even though how far away Skid Row? Couple like what, maybe 15 blocks, yeah, right? Sure. But for me, it was a long ways away. So my biggest dream has always been, we had it for a while, but then the adult schools lost money. They stopped spending it, so we didn't have our adult school there anymore. My biggest dream is actually to start a hack space in Skid Row. If you want to free the people, let them free themselves. Let them learn something within their capabilities and their abilities.
So after the alley,
what was
that's
that?
our next one.
Which
after
one?
The alley, we're doing Skid Row.
Yes.
I mean, I've got a.
I didn't understand that word. You say
hack space.
Hack space.
Basically, it's a space where you go and you learn coding and you teach each other. I'm actually going to be going in no space here again, starting with meetups and learn all that stuff. They have everything there to be taught. And so that's my biggest goal. I mean, I learned a little bit, and I make money with it now. So why can't other people do the same thing? You don't really need, no offense to people here. I mean, what is
no offense taken.
What is the degree?
Well, actually, that's the idea of the encounter. How can we actually do it locally?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be one location. It should be in the community. Absolutely.
And I like your idea. I had an opportunity. I got so much information from you. I had the opportunity to go, wait a minute. So basically, not just one spot within the micro community, but different spots so that people who have different talents can focus on those different talents and grow. So you're the bomb. You're the bomb.
No, we are all. This is a network.
So yeah, and just to let you go and go ahead and brag a little bit more is I have connected with Cal State, Barney Santos out there. I did startups. My biggest I'm a fan of the Cyberco twins, the Lopez sisters. So they're my biggest fans. I'm telling you. I mean, they kick butt. They go to Spain and do all the coding. So I want to aspire to that. Even though I'm 45, and they told me I can do it too. So.
Of course, right on.
Hi, my name is Tonya McDonald, and I'm loving hearing everything that everybody else is saying. I'm originally from Chicago, and my husband and I had a dream of, first of all, he's a futurist and a researcher, and that dream was, how can we go to communities, provide an infrastructure that they can use, where they can work together, create their own jobs and opportunities with the skills that they have, just as you were talking about. And that's business incubation. We created the largest multimedia entertainment technology business incubator right in downtown Los Angeles at the 548 South Spring Street building, right at the corner of 6th and Spring.
You're in Skid Row Heights.
Right. The historic court. But that was in the late 90s, early 2000s. That's before all of the young techies and everybody else started coming down there. And the vision that I had was to see exactly what is there today. We created hundreds of new jobs. We did get some of the people that were on Skid Row off the streets. But right now, when John Bollinger talks about what he wants to do, I'm a part of his team because I want to see the same thing. But even more importantly, Jill is also a part of what we're doing. And oh, I forgot. The name of our organization is Global Business Incubation. We are a nonprofit 501c3 that was actually created on the campus of Loyola Marymount University. And we're going to be doing some other exciting things at that time. But John, we will be talking to you, Jill and I, because we've found money. Yeah, we figure. Okay. And I'm also working with Andrew Williams. Been working with Andrew Williams for a very long time. He is our what we call our zero-time solutions facilitator. And zero time only means that you're doing everything to make sure that everybody is always on the same page and everybody gets it. And so zero-time companies are companies like Dell. In fact, our mentor wrote the book Zero Time during the time when companies were thinking only about raising money and not about the customer and not about making a profit. And that's what we're about, making a profit while, making, doing good while doing good, what is the saying? Doing doing good while doing well, or Paul was saying.
Okay, got a lot of ceiling here.
Oh,
there we go. You're beautiful. That's better.
okay, sorry.
Thank you, Tonya.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's all right.
At any rate, I'm happy to be here, and I must say that in fact, all of these wonderful people I've met, and I also work with Brad Carson, who you all will meet. But I've met some great people here, and one of the projects that we're also working with, Red Yam Southern Grill, had a few of the students here create some amazing renderings that got us into MGM Grand Hotel. And so that's an entrepreneur who is doing some exciting things and using those renderings even in Japan. So we may be creating restaurants there sometime soon. But this is a fantastic group of people who are all about doing what is good for not only themselves, but our communities. And it's never about who they are. It's about what they can do for everybody else. So thank you.
Wow.
Wow. And actually, I'm going to speak loud so the room can hear me. And you all are the newest to the room, so welcome. I'm Brian Franklin. I wear several hats, but today I'm going to talk about a better way. And Professor Marcela talked about just all the talent that comes to this room. And there's so many solutions in this room. For example, Don, in 2008, we launched OperationSkidRow.com. You can actually search it and find some historical data where we were going to eradicate Skid Row in 2012. That was 4 years ago. However, we met some resistance because there are reasons why the people on Skid Row are there. You got to do a little more history. I won't go into it now, but just do a little reading on why that's there, okay? So I chose not to possibly be hurt to eradicate, and so now it's time to go back. And so please allow us to serve in the capacity because we believe there's a better way. In my final 30 seconds, I want to give you take two. In my final 30, I want you all to go to our website. Go to bamway.net. BAM stands for Better American Way.net. That's going to take you to another one of our sites. Get to know me. You'll find founder. You'll see a donation page. You'll see a crowdfunding page. And you're going to learn that we have innovative models that work. We found the money. BAMWay.net, a better way for the American society. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve this message.
Hello. Hello there. I hate selfies. I'm Jill Lewis, and I'm an architect and designer and artist, and I teach here at Trade Tech, and I've taught around the world, and I'm also working with Tonya and GBI. We're trying to bring job opportunities, job training, trying to create some opportunities and new ideas in South LA, bring manufacturing back, and got a storehouse of ideas. So that's it for me.
Hi, I'm Sean Luttrell, and I'm an environmental designer, and I've been specializing in LED technology for probably the last 10 years, something I'm really passionate about. So I'm looking to somehow look to the community here to start a new manufacturing company designing LED lighting, because I think energy efficiency in homes and in commercial environments is very important. So a lot of that's changed now with Title 24, which is great here in California, and I think that's going to continue to spread across the country. So yeah, that's my story.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So, and if you need any kind of drawings or 3D models for your for your product,
Yeah.
you're gonna see my advanced students are here. So that's exactly the kind of idea that you have. Many times we have the product, we have the idea, and then you might need the rendering, or you might need the drawings or the views, and then that's exactly what the encounter is all about. How do you hear that?
Jill.
Yeah, Jill, tell me.
So
Oh,
shy.
you did tell me.
Yeah, and he's being modest when you're talking about the drawings. He's worked at Gensler. He's worked at Steelcase. He's designing some of the most beautiful, amazing lamps. We have some ideas for some other products that we're cooking, starting to cook, and we're gathering the opinions.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah,
And
thank
he
you.
does
Thank you for
the most
having me.
beautiful presentations, and he's being modest.
Thank you for
Yeah.
coming. Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, hello again. This is
Yes. Hello.
Andrew Williams Jr., and I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to share the room with you as I speak, because technically, the few people that you see here are representing another 800 people. We have a group of 800 Encounter Think Tank members online on our Facebook group. So this is being streamed to YouTube. So for the first time, they'll be able to see who they're a part of. So Michael Rendler, who's not here, he's with the E7 Architectural Studios. He refers me to the ambassador of the Encounter group. I bring people together. We're hoping to be able to bring not only people together here physically, but also to connect us together globally. My role with Richard Nelson is, well, my role as, first of all, is as president of 5 Points Youth Foundation, 5pointsyouthfoundation.org. In 2014, we joined the United Nations Global Compact. We embedded in that a letter of commitment that demonstrated our commitment to the neighborhood empowerment and economic development model that Marcela has created. So everything we're doing from then until now involves all of you indirectly. So what we're doing now is actually formally asking you to make a commitment to work with us, particularly Richard Nelson and myself, with the Pod Pioneers in Canada. They actually have a global vision for the Pod Pioneers. The idea is to make affordable food, make food affordable. But more so, we're using our location at 5 Points Youth Foundation as a model for their technology. So the idea is to have children and others to learn how to plant, grow, nurture, prepare, eat, and sell food on a local basis as a means of creating what we call community resiliency. So with that, I'll pass it along to the next person.
Thank you. So, Mary.
Hi, my name is Mary Sutton. I'm a student in urban sustainability at Antioch University, just finishing up for my final capstone project. I've designed a collective remake, which will be a network of community partners and volunteers to help support the creation of worker cooperatives with people and communities that have been disenfranchised through incarceration. So got a few members recruited. I did a series of educational workshops on cooperativity and the business of it and the concepts, principles, and values behind building cooperatives over the summer. So I've recruited a pretty good network of people that are very interested. This is really a new brewing arena in LA. It's been going on around the country and the state of California, but in LA, it's just starting to percolate. So we're going to be holding a meeting of cooperators in September, and actually Recycle for Jobs is the first business that we're launching through Collective Remake. I'm working directly with Fair Chance Project, which is a group of guys that have come out of prison after 25, 35. They had indeterminate life sentences. So that's who I'm working with now, but we hope to recruit and grow and expand and do other businesses, making art from recycled materials, potentially a handyman type business, or landscaping. These guys have a ton of skills. I spoke up at the Pitches Detention Center, which is one of the wings of the LA County Jail, on Tuesday to a group of guys that are in the bike program. And, you know, the history of being able to find unemployment when you come home from prisoner jail.
Andrew, we lost the video feed.
Oh,
Yeah, we're
oh,
running
we're
low on
running out
battery, so
here.
you're really gonna
Okay.
have to do 30 seconds. 'Cause the battery's gone.
Okay.
But you can see how, do you guys begin to see the connection that all of us here and how we're all interdependent and interconnected? So thank you so much.
Yeah, so we just launched a recycle business. It's very small for starters, but we're going to collect CRV, beverage recycling, the cash flow recyclables, and see if we can generate a little cash. But we're looking for community partners and institutions that want to become a part of that. We need trucks. We need a little bit of investment and insurance. And that kind of thing.
Minor detail.
But education's the biggest part, because even if these guys have been in prison or jail, it's not new to any of us practicing democracy. I mean, it is new. It's new to all of us really practicing democracy. And so in some cases, these guys are better at it than some of us, because they've had to negotiate years inside and get along and come out alive. So it's kind of an interesting concept I'm starting to run into.
That's beautiful. Thank you for your work.
You know, holding this and talking into it, it reminds me of that thing, can you walk and chew gum at the same time?
Right.
So why don't you hold it? So this is my second time here. John Bollinger over here introduced me to the group, and the very next week I come to a class here, and all of a sudden I'm into a class as an advisor for 5 weeks. And this was an architectural studio here that was just a terrific experience, and I've learned about and come to meet so many people. I've got a very privileged career, and I have a lot of contacts myself, but I must say that in the last 5 weeks I think I've made better contacts than maybe all the contacts I've made in the last 40 years. So it's been a terrific experience. And,
See, that's exactly the example of the encounter. That's why it's the year we make contact.
So
Because
this was the year of the contact.
it's the year. That's what encounters do. And he's been a great supporter for all our projects with the alley and so forth. So I'm very thankful to have all of you guys here. So now this is kind of a perfect example of what Encounter is all about. Somebody from the community needs design and mapping services, right? And here we have some students that are very talented. And basically that's what the Encounter, just like what Tonya was talking about, that somebody needed a rendering, she's kind of like, tell us who you are and why you came to the Encounter.
I'm Carolina Abrego Pineda. I learned about the Encounter from Marcela, and this is our first time. We are land use consultants. We mostly work for City of Los Angeles doing projects for clients, representing clients. And my husband has been trying to push me to come to these meetings, and every time we made the time, thank God. And we are here because my husband will say what we are here for. There's no time.
Hello. Hi, my name is Ronnie. I'm the husband. I'm the guilty guy here. Yeah, I've been pushing it, as she mentioned a while ago, even it's about like 2 years maybe, that Professor Marcela is being in this institution here for a while. And then, as she said, we're land use consultants, and we go to the cities back and forth, LADBS, when I hear her talking about, you know, architects, civil engineering, you know, land, clients with investing. But this is how I'm gonna put myself together right now. I'm new in this. I started like about less than a year. I came from a law firm, working in the law field, and I know what the process takes. But she is the land use consultant. However, I embrace with her, but I can hear like big corporations, small corporations, medium-sized organizations, and self-employed, as we are. So we can hear the city, we hear on this architects, engineering, or name it, and everything is network. And I said to my wife, hey, you know, there is room for everybody. These are big, medium-sized, and this. Let's go and keep going with the network. Sorry about that. But anyway, just saying, like, we have bumpy roads, and the past is time to bounce back for people that don't have the chance to be exposed to the networks that we are. Let's bring it in. There is room for them.
That's beautiful. So do you see the power of even that come from different points of view? The student can get experience, you can give yours the knowledge
that you have, and it's basically the network, like you were saying. So thank you so much for coming. And at the end of the meeting, I'm going to ask you to meet with Professor Maximo Garcia and my students so you can explain in more detail the design and drawing services that you require.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Right? Thank you so much. And then here I have two of my advanced students that they
I spoke to you guys a little earlier, but for those of you who don't know me, I'm Michael Noyola, and I'm a student here at LATTC in the architecture program. I had a good opportunity to work for Metro, virtualizing Crenshaw, and also a good opportunity to work on the alley, along with other students who are not here. And we all come up with really good designs that I think that everyone would like.
Really good.
Hello, my name is Aaron, and this is my second semester here at LA Trade Tech, and I'm here because I feel like it's a good learning experience for me, just learning, you know, just the different parts of where people come from, and you know, they're what they imagine, you know, for the future, and you know what they want to do to better the future. So just like Michael, I had an opportunity to working with the by virtualizing the Metro, virtualizing Crenshaw Boulevard for the Metro stations. So and now I just recently finished working on the alley, and continuing it too to make it look, you know, more, you know, much better than, you know, how it looks, you know, now, just by adding, you know, beauty to it. So yeah, I'm here just to help and, you know, to learn. And me being a student here, you know, this is a good opportunity because, you know, I still have a long future to go, you know, but you know, this is good.
And so it's nice to work in real projects.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you so much, Aaron. Let's give him a huge clap. And we have two more presentations, right? And then we're going to show you some of the quality of work that we produce. Stephanie put together a presentation of what we did during the summer, so plus some student work, and you get to see the projects. And now, for you, Eugene.
Eugene Shirley with Pendle Populous, and we hope to work with you guys and you all and others on this alley project. We have a new initiative called Pendle Hubs. A hub is a place doing remarkable work in LA County with the big idea in mind of creating a more ecological civilization, but that needs the help of partners to do something extra special that is difficult for them to do on their own. And so that's what a Pendle Hub project is. We have a number being launched right now, probably about a dozen, and we hope that the Alley project will be one of these. So.
Yeah, woo!
Well, good afternoon. My name is Brad Carson. I'm a Los Angeles County probation officer, and I found that getting jobs, particularly for high-risk repeat criminal offenders that have intergenerational gang issues, I found that to be the #1 way of reducing crime, reducing recidivism, increasing public safety, and most importantly, saving lives. So with that, we went around and found that jobs and education would overcome crime and poverty for the targeted population within the targeted community. So I partnered with practically everybody in this room to make that happen. And with that, we created several life-changing public policies, simply meaning that every time we build a road, a school, a bridge, a harbor park, a Crenshaw LAX light rail going down there. And by the way, I know the mayor of Crenshaw, Brian Franklin. Then we advocate for local hiring, and in that local hiring, we advocate for a set aside for the targeted disadvantage from the community. Then we act as a job coordinator to make sure that that happens, and that way we have enough jobs to essentially guarantee peace. So that's the name of my organization, Jobs Create Peace.
Woo! And just for Kansas City as a template for the encounter. So the template for the encounter, everybody kind of gives us an update. Then sometimes we have presentations by any member that requests to present, this is my product, this is what I do, and this is how I can help. And then the third thing is that we have people from the community that require design and mapping services. And then we always show you an update kind of what we're working on. Now, this model is being used by a lot of private universities, but kind of like
Marcela, I've lost the video.
Oh, okay. It's just that the bar is low. Okay. Can you hear now?
Okay.
So the idea of the ENCOUNTERla is that it's a model that exists, but not at a community level. And you can see now kind of the template. Today is a very good example, except we're missing a presentation. So any of you guys want to present? I was thinking that you should present next Encounter about cooperatives, because I think that's definitely a new economic development model that everybody could learn from. So if you can have a small presentation on cooperative. So I always like to give like a little bit of flavor, and then maybe you can present also about virtual reality. You're from that you are an expert on, and I'm hoping that people that you get to know, the new members. We're about 280 people that received this email. So, and then you can register yourself at ENCOUNTERla.com. And eventually we'll have a smart database, like, do we need green food? Do we need like a consultant for this? Do you need somebody that is good for that we can actually create? So, what's the time? About 10 minutes. Presentations usually are 15 to 20. So we have one more person that just walked in, and then I'm gonna turn off the lights and then introduce you to Stephanie Green. So lady just walked in. He's shy. He's giving. Can you introduce yourself, your name, and why you're here?
Right now, Olivia?
Yes.
Oh, hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Wanda Solomon, and I'm a student at Trade Tech. I major in communications and journalism, and I'm a freelance writer. I'm very interested in the architect part of the college. My name is Wanda Solomon. I also have I'm an executive director of Single Parents of America. So I like to look around to see interesting projects throughout the campus. And I think architecture needs to be more out there. I think it's a beautiful way of communicating with our community and public. You guys do a lot of fascinating things. And I'd like to write a little story about it.
So she's going to make a story about us, about ENCOUNTERla.
Yes.
So make sure you connect with William, because William has a lot of info, and he's our ambassador.
I'll leave my email. I don't have the cards with me, but anyone that wants my email, I'll be happy to share it with you.
And share it with us. And
yes.
she saw the exhibit at the gallery. That's how she found out.
In the library. That's how I found out about it.
So thank you so much. And Perry, you have to say something. This is the beautiful kinds of students I get.
Hi, I'm an old student returning from the 80s, came back, and I started out in real estate. I have a degree in real estate, AA, thank God. And I wandered to this part here, and I'm really interested in architect and the design. And not only that, that professor here, Olivia, is one of the incredible professors on this entire campus. It's like I've seen a lot, been to a lot of classes. They told me I got to leave because I have over 100 credits. But she has kept me here, and I'm determined to become an architect. My thing is that I'm also a disabled veteran, and I like to do something with you guys. I see Skid Row and everything else, and I drive around LA. I can tell you every corner and what it looks like and everything in LA. Right? I worked for Xerox for 15 years as fixing copiers. I have a lot of other skills as well. And the thing is that I would like to do something for my disabled veterans. Veterans period, and get them off the street, because if you ride around here within a 5-mile radius at night, you'll see all the tents, and they're living on the streets. And I look at what Congress has done. It's nothing for us, but we put our lives on the line and say, you know what, for our country, we'll give our all, but our country's not giving it back to us, and we all need to do something about it. So I'm looking for my niche. I want to start a nonprofit and everything else. But with you guys here,
we're gonna all
have to do anything. It's like I can just say, hey, I can help you guys, and I can plug in.
Just plug in. We should call it plug-in instead of encounter.
Plug-ins. Yeah.
Counter is a plug-in. It's a human plug-in.
The talent that's here at the school is unbelievable. I've seen some of these young adults, and their skill level is unbelievable. And I tell them, I say, you guys have the skill. I have some of the knowledge out there to build. I've done a lot, so us together.
So imagine what a beautiful classroom I have.
And they help me quite well. Thank you, and I'm looking forward to being part of this.
Thank you, Perry. You're awesome. A lot of talent. So imagine you start a class, and this you've seen only like 10%. You have to go one day during school time. I have the most brilliant, and this is going to be a great segue. Maybe we can turn off the lights. Let me just make sure that everybody looks at Stephanie. So Stephanie Green is a typical example. It's a typical example of somebody brilliant. Brilliant, comes with a lot of background, computer background, IT background, but she's extremely creative, right? And
Excuse me, Miss Marcela?
Yes, sir?
We're seeing a lot of ceiling.
Okay.
There we go.
Is that better?
Yes,
that's better.
Okay, so I will let Stephanie introduce herself, and then she's also gonna, about 10 minutes, she's gonna show us what we have done with the alleys, with the bikes, and with the water hubs.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie. I'm a student here, 3rd semester at the architecture program. I'm here at ENCOUNTERla to help with solving problems. That is my purpose, and relating them to architecture. So with that said, I worked with the Water Hubs team over the summer. I worked with the Alley project and the bicycle team as well. So, and I put together a publication that we're going to be doing for the work that was actually provided by the students, so that everyone will be able to see the renderings, the thoughts, the imagery, the creativity that all the students here have been doing. So I have a few of those ready for you guys. I think I covered that.
So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna show you the projects. I can do screen share with this. Oh, that's true too. So screen share.
Can everyone see this?
Can you guys see the image? My virtual people?
We see you at the moment. You could reverse the camera and use the other forward-facing camera.
But she's sharing the screen. She's sharing the screen, so you should be able to also see
okay,
it
the
on
screen. Let me see. Okay, I think I've got the screen now. That's good.
Perfect. Okay, I'll do both.
Is that with special thanks? Okay.
Okay, so our first project.
Now we need also the sound clearer, so hold the phone close.
Sure. Okay. Our first project, well, actually, I'd like to thank Marcela and Maximo, our professors here, for guiding us over the past 5 weeks, putting these projects together to help solve problems within our community. So our first project was the water belt line, provided by our mentors Wayne Fishback and John Bollinger. So here is one proposal, is a park along the capping the LA River. Another proposal showing our virtualization capabilities with other software as well. This is by Jose.
Have we lost the sound?
Yeah, I think we lost the sound. Have we lost the sound? Hello?
Yeah, I think we have. Can you hear me?
Yeah, well, we don't hear them, unfortunately. Yeah. Marcela? No, they don't hear us. Andrew? Yes. Are you there? Andrew?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
So,
okay.
These are proposals to cover up the parts of the river that are in state of disrepair. So they made a lot of site analysis. You can see how beautiful they are. I think, can you see the screens? Because we're sharing it. You can see the screens, correct?
Yeah, we see the screen. We just want to hear your voice as well.
Perfect, perfect. And this is another proposal. Notice how we do a lot of pattern studies. So these are everything. How could we have our outdoor environments that are simple and are beautiful and can bring health to our community? So these are everything for the water line, and these were proposals done for Wayne. And then the second one, these are proposals for the alley. Go ahead.
Okay.
So for this, the Eco Alley project provided by our mentor, Andrew Williams. Thank you for collaborating with us. Our students got to visit the alley, and upon doing so, took inspiration from the alley, the artwork, the people living there, etc., to envision a new, how did you say, formation?
A new space.
A new space for this alley, for the community around it that people will come and love. So
What alley are you bringing?
This is St. Andrew's Alley.
This is 1820 West Florence Avenue, 90007. That's in the corner of West and Florence.
I think we've lost the sound again.
And then so you guys know, so these are just the studies. We're not saying these are called just schematic designs.
Yeah.
So these are just really quick. We don't have time to go into each of these, but just so you see, so that's one proposal, right? And these are other proposals. Look at these beautiful canopies. The more
beautiful.
we're looking at these proposals, look how beautiful they are. We're doing solar studies, and the more we study in the alleys, we're probably coming to a conclusion that probably they can be like a stage that are going to be temporary solutions. But again, these are just the studies that we're beginning to understand. This is another proposal. What about if we actually cover it? So it's just beginning to understand what the alley is all about. This is by Aaron with a kinematic structure that shuts in and opens up based on the sun pattern. And this is another one where they use some aquaponics studies. So this is in terms of the alley. We can spend more time, but you can see how some visuals. We're going to continue this semester working on all these projects, but this is just, we're going to put it in virtual environment. We're going to start saying, okay, these are proposals, but which one is more doable, right? So these are just first ideas. And the third one was for a person that recycles bikes. And we had this proposal. I'll let her explain it.
This is taking 2 bike wheels. This is by one of our students, Caesar. He created a beautiful modern style lamp that you can put in your home just from 2 bicycle wheels and a light bulb. So just by taking resources within our community, we can have brand new creative ideas. And that was one of the challenges for these 3 projects, and I think that my classmates in our program here did a very good job over the 5 weeks this summer.
And you got Drew, so you don't have Drew's here. Yeah. Drew, can you bring your at least your analog? Because I really like yours. Can you bring do you have your bicycle proposal? And then as she talks about, I'm gonna go and get another. What is another proposal of how to generate energy with a bike? We call those BC bikes. So you wanna tell them?
This is Jackson's bike idea. It was a recycled bike to be put in parks, on streets, where the metro bikes currently reside, in places, libraries, any public space. They're stationary. If you need a break, you can get on it. You can charge your phone. You can charge a mobile device. It's stationary charging, and you're working out at the same time. So this was his proposal for the idea.
And actually, I didn't realize Cesar is here, just so you have an eye. So with the designer, so that's Cesar. Cesar, anything else you want to tell us?
You have to get closer.
I know, right? So modest. Look at that view. How many hours it took you that rendering? No, but the production. Right? How beautiful that is. And then Michael also. Michael, say hello. Michael. He's the proposal for these alleys. So Michael, you want to? And then the last one, but not least, we have to start bringing it to our present. We're going to be making a little book, and we want to add people from the encounter. But this is Drew. Drew is an educator, and Drew had this beautiful idea of basically, we have a lot of leftover bikes. So just getting the frame of the bike, right? And then from the frame of the bike, create some kind of trellis. Right?
Yeah, we need the mic closer to Olivia or whoever is talking.
From the camera, I'm just showing you this proposal. And then she's also a musician. And on the alley, we create about 10 of these to put them in intervals along the alley, and they're actually mobile. So this is like, so the classes that we will be doing at your location will be to be beautifying the alley, kind of like a stage, right? That you can have probably 4 or 5. Actually, we come up with 5 different ways to use the alley. And I just wanted to make sure I was sharing with you guys. So this is an example of a new type of methodology of the projects. Well, I mean, I started with a student. I have a lot. That's true. The art.
Thank you. Wow, you know.
Yes. It was the idea, so you could also use this as a framework for a canvas.
We're losing some of the sound now.
Weather, if you need more shelter. With our hot weather, especially in the alley, if you have a little bit of a lattice like this, it's cooler.
Andrew, Marcela, we're losing the benefit of the sound.
Okay. So we're almost done with the presentation, but did you get to see the proposal?
Yeah, no, we saw, I think, most of it.
That basically concludes. Well, first let's give Stephanie and Drew a big clap, because I'm totally about acknowledging. And then I think at this point, we can, what's the time? 3 o'clock? Oh my God, we finished super fast. Yeah, you can take that with you. And I think at this point we can open up. We usually have half an hour. We break up at 3:30. We finished way early today. This is the first. I'm open for questions. Anybody would like to open up a question, a discussion? Yes.
I would love to see the ENCOUNTERla.com website more interactive, whereas with live streaming from the site, updates when people give their names and their websites, we can go there and do our follow-ups with these broader lines.
Yes, I'm gonna pass the sign-up sheet. I agree with you. I'm in the process of becoming the actual web publisher, because right now I think definitely the site needs to be more interactive. Yeah, so great suggestion.
What occurs to me, we have entrepreneurs, we have students coming in for identifying their some are creating other incubated programs. There are all these research groups that are around the region.
Andrew?
At some point, it would be important to create a regional, I don't know what you call it, where a representative, for example, of the encounter.
So we don't have sound now on the Hangout, people.
Gets together with representatives of some of the other groups.
Okay, that's better.
Create
We see the ceiling.
You know what I'm saying? I've done something like that with the World Trade Centers. There are about 5 World Trade Centers around this region. I mean, in different cities and communities. I created the Southern California World Trade Center Association, and they would meet. This has been years ago. I'm saying something similar along the lines of having the regional network. The encounter, in a way, is regional, but it represents individuals that come here. What I'm talking about is a representative of the encounter taking one level up to the. Are we doing that? Yes.
Actual network.
Exactly. And like I've invited a representative of Lacey to come in. Maybe I can invite somebody from. When I say come in, I mean they need to be at a higher level. Likewise, we could go to their meetings, but my point is to talk about, to have you, for example, present what your groups are doing in this.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
No, I agree with you. So maybe that's something like, because I think we're getting close to a point like, what will be the #1 thing that the encounter needs? And I think it needs an interactive web environment for the network. And if we were to, because remember, all of this is being volunteer by all of us, but if we were to fund one position, yeah, you want to volunteer, Stephanie? There you have it. There you have it. She's amazing, and she's definitely, and I think that will definitely bring the encounter to a new level. So I'm going to invite Elliot.
Andrew, you're obscuring your camera with your thumb.
Okay, you're a little bit peaky. Just kidding. So yes, I'm going to make you. Can we turn that camera? Kind of right. Yes.
The outcome of the entire project, and as this gentleman was saying, interacting regionally, what is the outcome of the project and the proposals? What do they want to see change,
the outcome
and
is
what would they like to see actually come into reality with these projects?
Good. So at the beginning of the idea is that people from the community come to the encounter, and they are in need of design and mapping services, just like they can come to cosmetology for a haircut. They come to the architecture program because just like them, they need a drawing.
He's the chief.
But they're not only willing to say, okay, we need a drawing, we can have a student. No, they also want to give back. That's a big difference. They could go and hire an architect, or they could go and they want to also give back and teach students. And so that's the biggest difference. That is I call it, interaction 2.0. It's not only a financial exchange, but it's also like a do well, feel well. Right? You wanted to say something?
More about to share what is available, what we see on an everyday basis. There is not really, is very unlimited for all the disciplines when it comes to design and have innovation for projects. You have
Andrew, your camera has, okay.
and you have arbor disciplines, arborists, that you need to see what trees you cut, what trees you can attach, the old trees. Air studies, you can see the drainage, storm drainage, sewer, how the piping goes through the city and everything. It's very, very not limited. I mean, it's anybody and it's just a lot of talent that is there, but we just need to reach out and say, hey, right there.
Perfect. Because it's a built environment is complex, and having a network for multiple disciplines, that's I think what makes it, robotics, math, English, and then yes, Wayne.
Sorry, I don't know your name, but I think you do grant writing.
I have.
Was that?
I do.
Oh, you do. All right. I'm an architect, urban planner, and I've never gone after a grant in my life. We usually have clients and we get fees. But I think the work that we're talking about here, in a lot of instances, I just understand there's billions, if not zillions, of dollars out there that can be had. So I don't know whether your grant writing is just for the community college here, or whether it's for the encounter group, what your fees are, but I think that we have great opportunities to raise money through these grants. Now, I'll give you an example. I always like examples. There's what's called the Los Angeles County RMDZ. The RMDZ is Recycling Market Development Zone Program. So in Los Angeles, they have one in Los Angeles, and then they have one for all the rest of the county. So I met Mary here not more than a week ago, and she says that she's into this recycling. Well, I know something about recycling. So, but I have never been in a position where it really made sense to go out and get low interest loans and just straight out grants and that sort of thing. But working with Andrew over here in the alley, there's a lot of materials. In fact, I brought samples of materials that we could use, at the thing, and you can see some of them. So I think I could help on this, but as far as the details of writing the grant, I know enough about it that you have to have somebody that has experience writing grants.
And dedication, just like we need, for our website, we need one person that dedicates to it, person that dedicates to funding projects that come to the encounter, and more than anything, even the students that are working for all these projects. So it becomes like, that's.
Yeah. And all of this is getting beyond basically talking. This is really building things, and to build things takes money.
Yep. So thank you. I know that whatever he gets involved, it happens. So I feel really excited. My heart is going right now. Like, so he's gonna make it happen. He was first, I think.
Greetings again. This time, you guys will see the side of my face. I want to more address the room. I appreciate the grant piece, and there's a reason why I'm Brad Carson's Chief Technology Officer. Grants are called capital infusion, where you go to people when you ask them to give you money. And we look at historical data, that model has not been a model that has been sustainable. So, but we want to let people give money that want to, but also the other side of that is called capital development, where you're tapping into where the money's made. And so, as I shared, we created a model in 2012 to eradicate Skid Row. These things are not very difficult to do. It's just money. In the last 10 years, over 50% of all new billionaires under the age of 40 have made their billions from internet and technology. We know how it's done. So let's do both. I'm Brian Franklin, and I approve this message.
So this is also, so what we can do, we can say probably next Thursday. I think we just said next Thursday we can meet again at 2 people that are interested in writing grants, or that want like a smaller subcommittee of this team just for grant writing, or just for.
I'm going to be in China. John, are you available? I want somebody to represent me.
Andrew, your camera.
John available?
John, are you available? John available? Yes. Okay, so shall we say that? Can you make that too next Thursday? Check. Whoever, and then web development. So we'll do web development and grant writing, because the whole idea of the
technology
piece. So we do the technology funding. We'll meet next Thursday at 2. He was first, and then you can. Yes, please.
I just want to interject that I love being able to think with other people, because it makes you think. It's like you said, we're interconnected, and I was just, now your whole idea, your whole thing is you have a recycling center thing springing up right now, but you need insurance, you need money, you need all that, right? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, if we want to grow.
Okay, well.
I mean, we can stay small and probably.
Well, let me put it to you this way. I have.
Andrew and Marcela, we're lose the sound now. Okay, we don't have sound. This is fun. The roving microphones, smartphones, camera. We've lost the sound.
Do they know that?
Well, I don't think so. Hello?
I don't think they're aware that we've lost the sound.
Let me turn the sound up.
This is silly.
Can you hear us?
That's better.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we're hearing you now, but we didn't hear you for a while there.
I just wanted, someone had touched on it, the grant writing process starts with the organization. And one of the things that we're up against is we're not officially a club, which has an entity on campus, which involves students and that sort of thing. So we're not actually an entity. We're a name, we're branding, and we're building this as a brand. So we need an entity that actually either pays taxes or files money or has the whole thing. And then we need budgets for things. So competitions is one thing that is an area that we could potentially look at and setting up some competitions around certain either design or useful aspects to the community, or go through the taxonomy and have people categorize. But a lot of it should have to do with people making proposals that then get reviewed by the group and are voted on or whatnot, and or the students, so that we create this dialogue and conversation. Because It's like one thing even with artists. What artists want is feedback on their project. We all can just get feedback on our projects in a threaded forum or in a topic. And some of it, even like with me, becoming an information communication technologist, I was in a group of meetings and that's what evolved. So it's this iterative process of presenting and being in situations where you discover different pieces of what you do, and all of a sudden it kind of comes together and you see where you fit into the puzzle.
Yeah, because you get into something really interesting. People come here and they meet other people and they create their own project, which is great. That's the whole idea too. But how can we create an even more solid incubate?
Right.
Right? That is not once a month.
Yeah.
Actually, no, Jerry, is that okay if you go first? Okay. No, go ahead.
I just wanted to address that because the encounter in itself is not the incubator. The encounter is a facilitator of incubations. The incubator could be a company that comes in and then you create a collaboration. And that collaboration can be either a private nonprofit or it could be a for-profit entity that's an offshoot of the encounter. So it's not that the encounter may not have the wherewithal and the capability to get a grant, for example, because of its certifications or whatever its status is. But it can be the catalyst for creating an incubator. All of these things are going on now on a regional.
So what do we do at a grant meeting next Tuesday where we say we're coming to develop grants?
Exactly. I think we're gonna have to define. I think so. Next, when we meet on Thursday, I think that's one of the things that we have to say. You know, the multiple existence
or
the encounter or entities that will require these to get to them. I think we pretty much got the template of students produce work for the community by the community. Community gets funding, and therefore they get experience. The resume gets rich. But then, what about now that we're gonna bring it to the next level? Yes.
And just a quickie on the grants, I looked into it enough to know that it's almost endless the amounts of grants that are out there from any business corporations. They have grants. In fact, most architectural firms anymore, they'll take 1% of all their revenues, and say we're going to provide grants. That's what most of the big architectural firms have done.
Well, the sound is pretty bad now, actually. It's pretty low.
Mark, it says the sound is.
We need the mic closer to the people speaking to pick up the sound for the Hangout.
Okay.
And it could apply to multiple projects. It certainly could apply to this collaboration, especially if the collaboration is combined social justice and sustainability, environmental issues.
Can we move it to Wednesday? John? The grant writing? Can you do Wednesday? Can you check Wednesday? Can you do Wednesday? Just to set up a time, Wednesday at 2.
I'm sorry, you're asking me?
Yes, Wednesday at 2.
I have classes all day Wednesday, Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm sorry.
So what I can do, let's just pass around a sign-up sheet, and whoever wants to get together for grant writing, internet, money management system, activity, just put an asterisk, and then I'll go ahead and I'll send you an email so you can set up a time. That right now. So we have 5. Any other questions at large? So definitely we can move to the next level. Yes, Andrew.
Just a note, in the interim, any nonprofit could provide us with being like a fiscal administrator. Umbrella. No.
Just wait a second. That's why I wish Tanya hadn't gone, because she really knows more about it. I think I is that
Logical.
organization.
Yeah,
And
logical.
I am not familiar enough with that part of it, so I wish she was still here.
Okay, we'll invite her over. So if somebody can start a sign-up sheet.
Well, the other option is if the students actually file to be a club, then there's a whole treasury and a way to collect money. But it has to be student-led.
Yes, so that's the other thing too. Yes, because we started like 2 encounters ago. We had so the club. So Michael and Cesar and my other student, what happened to Aaron? Let's start the student club. I got a free for the club this semester. So that's another great way.
And then it can say LA Trade Tech College, which lends credibility. As an encounter, we meet here, but it's not as part of the structure.
Yeah, and especially where I said it from itself. So okay, yeah, so that's homework number one, the students, make sure you discharge our club, right? Number two, we'll get together for grant writing and for next steps of the encounter. I'm gonna send you an email. Stephanie is developing a sign-up sheet and just put an asterisk if you wanna get together for that, please.
I'll spot yours, you spot mine.
Well, I think this is gonna any other large comment. If not, we always have half an hour. And you guys please speak with Instructor Garcia, with my students. And we are gonna have a big event coming up. We're gonna close our exhibit at the gallery, and we're gonna have some people. It's gonna be a big event, so it's gonna be the probably November 20th, 19th, and we're also gonna go to the alley. So, all right. So we're gonna visit the alley. Hopefully, we're gonna have few interventions there, and I'll see you guys. Remember, always, right? Because now I have like either Jill or Maximo. Even if I cannot make it, we meet the first Thursday of each month. You're welcome to invite whoever has the same spirit and movement to improve our communities inside out. There's a lot of untapped talent, right? And then just maybe next time you can give us some virtual reality experience.
Yeah, what I was thinking was that maybe what we can do is transfer this file into Unity and then have people actually walk through the alley.
Yes. Oh.
In virtual space.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you can go over with here. Actually, I just gave him an office space here.
Yeah, so I'll work with your team,
Yeah,
and then we'll virtualize the alley, and then we'll walk through the alley next time. Yep.
All right, thank you. And then we're gonna put some robots made in Kansas, right, to walk through the alley, right?
Yes, of course.
Okay, William Wells, we'll create some robots to walk through the alley.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Miss Olivia, I'm sorry. I've been kind of multitasking here, but I've been listening, and it's great stuff.
All right.
Hey,
we want to have some robots in the alley.
Can I?
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Hey, Miss Olivia.
Thank you all.
Hey, Miss Marcela.
Yes, I'm sorry. I couldn't hear you.
I wanna talk to you offline. I think there's a solution that I wanted to talk to you and Andrew about that might help us so that you can present and be able to span the room and make it more stationary.
Excellent.
Beautiful. So let's. You have my phone number. Text me, and then we can set up a time.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for having us.
It's exciting. Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
We're done? Okay, Richard, we're out of here.
All right, well, we're signing off then. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thanks so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Well, we're back to Pod Pioneers.
Looks like it, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
So Bruce, what do you think?
Myself, but
Okay.
Bruce, what do you think?
Oh, Bruce, you're muted. You're muted, Bruce. That's better.
oh, okay, yeah. Oh yeah, it's It looks like a beautiful mess. There's a lot of different talents and yeah. Hello?
I thought there was somebody that came upstairs to ask me a question that came back downstairs.
Okay, like somebody who just came into the lab.
Yeah.
Hello?
Well, maybe we'll wrap this up then. We can have
Yeah,
a
no, it's yeah. There's a lot of good synergies in that.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge interest about urban agriculture, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Like if you look at the market potential, like the biggest hobby that people invest in is gardening.
Yes.
It's like they're doing a lot of interesting stuff with like architecture. Over at the Notman House, Noah Rendler has been doing a hackathon. I haven't really been following it, but I think he's been linking groups up in Chicago, London, and that. So it might be interesting to connect like some of the LA people to that project. They it's like we could definitely like collaborate, eh?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess I have to get some type of communication platform, eh? There's 800 people like involved in that. So I signed up for ENCOUNTERla.
Right.
I didn't get any feedback. I guess I did all the proper things in that. It's
Yep.
Yeah. Jack and I were talking about like he set up a structure and I guess you and Ron are going to be like the consultants, and Marissa and I and Jack and Matthew are going to be like the team.
Yeah.
And probably in a month or two, I'll be going down to Ohio, and learning how to like build an agropod.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
And like then at that point we could see if like we could get some funding to visit LA, like to do like to check out the infrastructure and that. So yeah, big things are coming. We like we have to work on maybe the crowdfunding to see if we could connect our local community.
Mm-hmm.
I guess Marissa did work on a crowdfunding campaign. So like maybe 75,000 is a bit too much. Maybe we could put it down a bit, I guess. Like just to see what we could do.
That's already underway. I did change the amount to, I believe, either 15 or 20,000, and also there's going to be some refocusing. I'm going to communicate with Mathieu to see what we can do, because like Richard mentioned earlier, there is some agropod technology being applied to Mathieu's eco structure that he's building in Il Pro.
Yeah.
So I'm going to revisit and refocus on that and see what we can do. And also, you know, this was a very good, productive meeting. Like he said, the synergy is there, and there's a lot of members of Encounter, so it is what it is, but we have a lot of good opportunities there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll have to hone our skills with these Encounter sessions for Hangouts, you know. But it is what, yes, as you say, it's chaotic. There's a huge room full of talented people there, and we're connecting. I think that's the main goal here. We're connecting.
But I think it's kind of rare to have these organizations. Like usually, an organization will be like dealing with one subject.
Yeah.
But you need different parts, eh?
Right.
Like you could kind of like make a virtual company or something. like you have one part doing the accounting, one part doing the social media. So like as long as you have each organization that's open to anybody that wants to join in, eh?
That's right.
If people understand that, then it negates the problem of having silos.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly.
kind of thing. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you like it makes sense. It's so you like you spend your efforts at an organization that you like you want to. And I think that's kind of rare, but it has to be kind of like structured more properly. But if it is, like we could really do something.
All right, guys. Okay, well, I guess we'll wrap it up. It's
okay.
Long. This is only for the people who are the true believers. Okay. But I think it was great.
All right. Thank you, Richard and Bruce, for getting this underway here, this nice meeting.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, keep in touch.
Will do. Bye-bye now.
Bye.